Alrighty, so like Kaguya, it has two pretty good sets, but like what if we played cards that were mediocre but made them work? Because we don't like having good decks, we like having fun decks. So that's why we're gonna play Exodia Kaguya, where you play all the fun events and none of the good cards. So let's start. Oh, haha. So let's start. Rerun 3 of this Miko. Creating an album. She's a 3K, can't side attack, and then on play, she needs to discard bond to one of our events that we play later. She's actually our only event bonder in this entire deck because it grabs like the most important event. I do kind of want to run more event bonders, but like slots are very tight when you got to run a bunch of events. So sucks to suck. Second, we run 4 of this other Miko. Childhood memories Miko when she's starting to simp for like the worst character in the show. She's a 3/5. All your opponent's characters have 2 to Encore, which is negligible. No one's going to pay 2. And then she also says whenever she triggers a door, you salvage an additional character, which is really nice because early game, we kind of just like vomit our entire hand to try and start filtering for events and specific pieces of our level 1 quote-unquote combo. Whenever we do trigger door, getting that extra hand really does help us a lot. Moving on, we run 4 of Vice President's Pride Kaguya. On play, top check up to 3, grab an event, and if you do grab an event, you discard a card. And if you have 5 or more cards in hand, 3/5, so we have 2 oversizers essentially. And another one if you're playing against a deck with a small level 0 game. So yeah, we kind of just like wall up a little bit at level 0. Pray that we survive and none of our things die so we can maintain a little bit of hand, and then filter for our level 1 advantage engine. Continuing with our level 0s, we run 4 of our level 0 Kaguya, perhaps made for each other Kaguya. She is a pay 1, rest herself, mill 4, top check 3 brainstormer for each climax. Really helps us get into our events and other pieces that we need because we do want to play a bunch of events in this deck. She also has a climax combo with the door. Wild delusion. She's schizophrenic. She forgot to take her meds today. When you play the climax, for each copy of this you have on your field, you choose a character from your grave, put it into stock. So if you have 2 on field, you choose 2 characters in grave, put them both into stock. It helps us refund our stock for brainstorming or event playing, and it's just a pretty solid combo that allows us to do all the fuck shit that we do. Our final level 0 is Nirvana Nagisa. She's a Rico effect. 1 play, discard a card, reveal top, salvage a character whose level is equal to the revealed card or lower. It's just a filter tool. We are running pants in this deck, so this is a good way to so like these are like our good ways to like discard our pants. And another card that we'll get to later, but it's a late game card. This is just a good like on-demand filter tool that comes up quite a bit. Moving on to level 1s, we have part 1 of our level 1 advantage engine, Marching Band K. You can play her without color requirements, which is really cool because she's the only level green card in the entire deck. When you play a climax, and you have 2 or more other characters, she gains 3k. So with either of our climaxes, she becomes an 8k, which is a very big boy. And then she's also a JC. So if you don't know that, whenever your other character becomes frontal attack, you can pay 1, sack her to bounce that character to hand. Small little +1 to hand size. Essentially what we're doing for level 1s and 2 is that we're going to be looping this and our second part of our level 1 advantage engine, Kaguya wanting to undress him. Ooh, what a naughty girl. Whenever you play a climax, she gains +15. So 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7k with the climax. And she has the effect of whenever you get a reverse, you can blind stock 1. So essentially you blind stock 1 to refund the effect for this, and then you kind of just go like a normal 3 This is like a normal stock generation for your average 3-card attack. We kind of just do this for a lot, and then we just have a bunch of ways to recur these cards. Since we don't have a level 1 combo, we do need some deck speed, which is why we run 4 on a day of the full moon. We do run 4 of this event because it is blue, so it does help us fix for colors. And it's also a good way for us to turn through our deck and grab characters without relying on door or top checking 3. You can only play it if you have a character with Kaguya or Miyuki on field, which you have a Kaguya Brainstormer, so you should have one on your field at all times. It is the same thing as Torch from Goblin Slayer. Top check 4, grab a character, but it can also be played during the backup step. And if you do not have a copy of this in memory, you can put it in memory. So you do need this for part of our Memory Exodia package. It is kind of feels bad to put them into memory, but you do need to put them into memory because you don't have a way to like consistently get into them outside of like this and hard draw. Our second card that we have for our memory package is Photo Shoot. On play, reveal top card of your deck. If it is a climax or event, add it to hand, and then send this to memory. And during your turn, all your characters gain 500 power. Makes our advantage engine girls even bigger. And a good thing to do with this deck is because you're generating so much stock, you can play Photo Shoot like 1 or 2 times to churn through your deck a little bit before you do something like a Brainstorm or something, so that you can guarantee that you hit climaxes and then dig through more of your deck to grab more cards, to do more events, to do more fuck shit. This deck's really funny. Our last event that we run in the deck is a Student Council election. On play, you salvage a character from your grave, so that's how we mainly want to recur these 2 cards throughout our game. Outside of this and like triggering doors because we're good at the game or something like that. Ooh. And you give 2 characters, probably these 2, plus 1/5. So you kind of just like get super big on attack, bounce your stuff back to your hand, do it again the next turn. It's really fun. Moving on to level 2s, we have our 1 copy of Harvest Moon Miyuki. While he's on the field, you can play events without meeting color requirements, which is going to come up later because we do have a yellow event in this distinct lack of yellow deck. He's also a super booster for level 3s. They all get 2k in front of him, which turns already big level 3s to even bigger. And then he has a third effect. You can rest him, discard a climax, which we're in pants, so we're going to have 1 or 2 stragglers laying around to salvage a character from our grave, which is really good to help us get into very specific cards. We do deck ourselves out super quickly a lot of the time in this deck. Speaking of events, so we need this card to play. Words of Parting is a pretty cool event. The other 4 that we run in the deck. On play, you choose one of your characters, and that character gains hexproof, so it can't be targeted by your opponent's effects. And then it also says when damage is canceled, you mill the top card of your deck. Burn equals to that card's level +1. So you deal damage, the opponent cancels, you mill level 1, you burn 2. You mill level 0, you burn 1. It's pretty solid. It also goes to memory, so it's a big part of our level 3 Exodia combo, which is these 4 Marching Band Kaguyas, which combo with the Pantsu. On play, Marching Band Kaguya says on play heal, which is it's standard. She gains 1/5 for each character in your back row, so she'll max out at 11k, 11, 12, 13 with the Harvest Moon, 14 with the Climax, because it's fun. We like being big. And then on attack, if you have the Memory Exodia cards, and you have 1 of each in memory, it is a free burn 3, which, and then you just get your normal attack. So the idea of the deck is to load up your memory with torches, with a torch, some photo shoots, and some student council elections, and you start to accrue all these Words of Partings and Marching Band Kaguyas in your hand. And then on your kill turn, you play your 3 Kaguyas, play your 3 Words of Parting. So now, all your Marching Band Kaguyas say, on attack, deal 3, and once a turn when damage is cancelled, mill 1, burn to level +1. So you can get up to 3 instances of burn on each attack for pretty much free by the time you go into combat phase. Super solid finisher. I'm a real big fan of it. And it's kind of just like a funny deck. A lot of people like to run the level 1 Kaguya that actually grabs the On a Day of the Full Moon for their Exodia decks. I don't like it because it doesn't really generate the amount of stock that you need to be able to play all these cards. And that is pretty much it for this deck. It's cool, it's fun, but like, it's Kage. Kage's a good set, so it's boring. Eh.